Welcome, my name's Aaron. Today is the 23rd of June 2025 and it marks 1 year since I started recording every week in my life, which I've now stopped, but I went for 43 weeks. And I stopped them because I got to a point where recording it would just be very boring. I make these videos for me to look back on, but also people can learn some things. So I stopped recording them because I don't want to watch that back. I wouldn't want to watch any further back from week 43 because I got to a new stage where recording more would literally just be silence and there wouldn't be any real prodigious breakthroughs or any key moments. So I changed because I was literally recording every single day. However, comparing now till last year, exactly 1 year ago today, the elevation is literally innumerable. It is, wow. I haven't watched these videos back, but I've always known where I am in my journey. And when I say journey of what? The journey I decided to go on at 15 years old, 4 years and about 8 months ago. To become extremely fucking rich. And that's what I decided to do. I go back through the years of my life, on my Snapchat memories, for example. And I see 2 years ago today, 3 years ago today, 4 years ago today, I was at it. I was locked in. But now, things are different. I still do things because becoming being a wealthy person is not about doing something, it's actually about becoming something. So naturally, I still do things day to day. What have I done today? So just so someone can understand what I mean. Today I've worked out. I've done some code. I've executed my edge. I've looked at some things, looked at some watches. I'm gonna get a Rado watch, a true square Rado watch, the start of my collection. So I've still done things, I still do things every day. I don't work off of fixed timetables anymore. In them weekly videos I used to, very regimented timetables. In fact, I some days create a to-do list. It's quite a compact to-do list, but for the last few days I haven't. But in terms of what I was doing 1 year ago till now, 1 year ago I was still trying to master the way of trading and reading the markets. I wasn't consistently being able to predict and not only predict, capitalize on moves. Now I do, Back then, a year ago, I was still gathering up all of my data, writing down my mistakes, diving deep, doing onerous third dimensional work before I truly got into or even was enlightened to the fourth dimensional endeavors you can do to take you and bring you closer to fulfill your plan, your mission, your goal, whatever you want to call it. However, regardless of that, I've been acting with importunity for years. Persistence to the point of annoyance. One year ago today, I was fat. When I look back, I looked terrible. My body. Did not have a nice shape. Now I have a crazy 8-pack. That's right. I'm stronger physically. My arms have got bigger, my biceps and triceps. I'm now working on my delts. My shoulders need to get bigger. I've done this all on, very little food, 1 meal a day for over a year now. Some days I'll just eat a packet of noodles at 7 p.m. And yeah, I did it all in my bedroom as well. I lost all the weight, put on the shape. So that's one of the massive things. The way I was eating and the way my body looked is completely different. The business, charts, one of the things, charts, it's completely different. I now run a 95% self-custom automated process. Today, for example, I spent 17 minutes on the charts. 17 minutes, that was it, and I'm done. I've only looked at the market for 17 minutes today. It's currently 17 o'clock, currently 5 p.m. The last time I looked at the markets was at 7:40 a.m. I spent 17 minutes. I came off at 7:57 a.m. and I'm done. At 6 p.m. I'll log that trade, I'll track it, but that's how I trade now. It's very hands off. Before I was too close to my edge to even see it bear any fruits. Obviously I've actually had to make tweaks, etc. But also week 43, I'm trading the same way as I was in week 43, but this whole time it's been, it's just been little. It's very fine tweaks and operating, executing. Very subtle, just, how can I describe it? Imagine Play-Doh in your hand. You're trying to make a perfect circle, a sphere, and you want it to be smooth, but there's still some, little bumps here and there, so you're just flattening it out, smoothing it out. That's what I've been doing. But now, I'm not doing that. I'm executing. I've got into some new endeavors. I can code. I've been learning and most importantly doing HTML and CSS. I can build a site. I've built sites. I'm going on to another endeavor. I've had all of these plans for years. I'm going to do some creative stuff. I just spent the last 4 months specifically on, very focused on one thing. Putting onerous work into it. No plan B. Very gritty. So my next business plays will not be gritty. For example, what I mean is, studying the charts, learning about the markets, I put everything into that. Now my next endeavor won't be a model like that. For example, what I mean is, I'm not going to go start up a new business from the ground up. I'll buy a business and optimize it. That's what I'm talking about. So my next play, or the things I'm already doing, it won't be, and it's not going to be some ground up thing. I'll buy something already running. And yeah, the vehicles I like to use aren't so, business. I like quite unique stuff. Not unique to everyone, just the general. For example, cool. Some people would think, right, I need money, let me start a business. I think, well, I need money. How can I flip properties without doing the construction and still profiting off it? That's the place I'm in. I'm in paperwork. I make money off of paperwork. That's the type of things I do. And they're my plays. Wow, man. What a change. In fact, this is actually a special day. The 23rd of June, which is today. This is going to be a special day for the rest of my years. It marks when I started documenting my detailed, way of operating. So next year I'll do another video, and the year after that. Next year, or will that be World Cup, and I'll be there. Of course, I will be at the next World Cup. 2026, I'll be there. That's right, I will. The Raw FM. One year ago today, that video, I was doing SEO. Well, I was looking at sites to get. However, now I know how to fucking build the thing. And I've got deeper understanding. I'll look at that and know how this is moving, why this is this colour, how they did that. Yep. Wow. Well done, Aaron. You've come a long way. It was business money or illicit activities, illicit endeavours to get money, allegedly. I'm so proud of myself. A lot of people that come from my background, they do not elevate their consciousness and they don't all awaken. Not everyone awakens. I was out there allegedly on the streets. I was never deep in it, but I was in there. I was fucking in there. I tell you that. So I was doing my thing, but I always had a plan, and that plan is what I'm living today. Imagine that. This is the best channel in the world. Not because I'm following trends, because this is a real documentation and a real brilliance arc of a true trailblazer, trendsetter, visionary. Literally, you're going to see everything. Wow. And that is it. That's my year markup done. Anything else I can talk about? I spoke about the body shape. Spoke about the trading. Spoke about the site SEO stuff. I now drink coffees. In fact, I've been used to coffee for some time, but now I drink it more consistently. In fact, I'm going to make one after this video. But I can say this is the best summer of my life as well. That's a key thing. This is the best summer of my life, literally. This is the first summer I've been out in 4 years. The last summer, I was in grind mode, but I'd just come out of hospital like 6 months prior. I've been out of hospital just 1 year and 6 months. That's all. I spent 2 years in and out, and I was still putting in work when I physically could, because sometimes I physically couldn't. And that's not a limiting mindset. I mean physically. I show that all in my film. Yes, you will see my film. 100%. Then the 3 summers before that, I was in hospital. I was in hospital. And then the last 2, in fact, I think 2 out of them I was in hospital, and then the one before I was locked in. Basically, put it like this. The last 3 summers, I was in a hospital bed, or I was fucking locked in, regimented. No going outside. Now I stand in, I go outside, I put my weights, I look at the sun, and I'm thinking, wow, this is the best I've been, knowledge-wise, business-wise, body shape-wise, everything. So I say it is the best summer of my life so far. Wow. I'm going to end this now. When I'm going through my day today, if I think of anything else to put into this video, I will. That's right. The real Arthur M. In fact, look at this. What is it? Let me show you this. Aaron Hersherson. 2023, yes? You see that? 2023. 2023. Oh, this is months before my surgery date. You think I was feeling good here? I was literally, back during this date, I was literally dying away. Literally, no joke. But look, he still did it. Who the fuck can compare? Don't ever compare yourself to me. Unless you have a resume and proof of extreme iron mind. Don't even try to compare. I've only been out 1 year and 6 months. Still fresh out. I was on them beds when everyone was living their life. Wow. I'm going to put a lesson in this. This is something I experienced. And it's to do with women. Women will smell a male's brilliance. I do not say this as an outsider. I say this as an insider. When I go out into the world, first of all, I've internalized this belief because that's me. But I didn't internalize it to make it be true. I just did. However, whatever you hold about yourself, others will bend to it. Shout out to Neville Goddard. But this wasn't a Neville Goddard thing I'm going to talk about. It's just about women. When I go out into the world, the women look at me. The nice ones, and walk in. When I walk past them, they literally give me side eye. We'll be walking and I see them, their lateral gaze. They're just giving me side eye. On my social medias, I'm not talking about any women, I'm talking about the nice looking women. My social medias, In fact, I have models checking my page. They scroll through my TikTok. I'm not even trying to do anything to them. I don't even talk to them. All I do is focus on me. But that's the secret. If you work on yourself as a guy, the female's gonna smell it. That is fact. Women are intuitive beings. They will sense your brilliance and they'll also sense your fear. So for example, if you ever act in fear with a female, you'll see her, if you can read the room. Well, sometimes they'll hide it, but you'll see her, she will shift. And if you ever try and act in fear, and try and approach a female, asking for her number or her contact details, you will also find yourself getting a no and rejected, which is fine, everyone gets rejected, but yeah, that's my lesson from first-hand experience of both of them. I've acted in fear, I've gone up to a female, and I've experienced on multiple occasions my reality with females and them looking at me, smiling, checking through my page, all of that stuff. The real Arthur M.